Well, Dennis treated us lightly the first time he passed through, but we'll just have to wait and see if he revisits our area. Certainly the weather today has had the look of storminess about it, with gray skies, even a couple of drops of rain. Let's check in with meteorologist Mark Avery in the Skywatch Weather Center for the first forecast. Mark?
Well, Dennis is still just hanging out there, not doing much as far as motion, but he is starting to show a drift towards the coast slightly, and it's looking better for us as we go hour by hour, still hanging out on the east side of the Gulf Stream. One thing that happened yesterday is he crossed the Gulf Stream. He had a slight flare-up of storms near the center during the afternoon, and once he got on the east side of it, it started to lose its appearance there as far as a tropical system. Still kind of looking ragged and weak, and still just kind of not doing much of anything. Here's your latest coordinates as of 5 o'clock, 33.1 north, 73.9 west. That's 175 miles south-southeast of Cape Hatteras. Drifting towards the west-northwest with maximum sustained wind still holding at 60 miles per hour, although some of the data is suggesting much less than that. Where's he going next, and what's going to happen for the rest of the week and into the weekend? We'll check that out in a few minutes, Murph.
All right, Mike. Now, okay, it's on everybody's mind, so take off.
Dennis, guess what I'm going to talk about? I'm going to talk about Dennis. Surprise, surprise. Dennis, what's he up to? Where's he going next? What does he mean for our weekend? Is he getting out of here? All those questions are on your mind. They're on my mind too, and I'll answer most of them coming up next. Dennis continuing to churn out over the waters just off the coast. It has drifted a bit to the south and east from yesterday. It had crossed the Gulf Stream yesterday afternoon, and when it did that, it flared up some storms, and now it's on the east side of the Gulf Stream. Two things that Dennis has done. One, while it's been sitting in place, is it's churned up all this cool water from below, and hurricanes and tropical systems don't like cool water, so that's helping to deter any further development. And I'm optimistic the development from Dennis will be very slow, if at all, as it makes its way back across the Gulf Stream towards the coast eventually over the weekend. So that's the good news. There is still a possibility. The only thing that's going for Dennis right now is the fact that he's got the Gulf Stream and all the warm water from the Gulf Stream to cross. In the meantime, everything else pretty much is against him. He's not really a true tropical storm as of right now. He's not a true non-tropical storm either. He's kind of a hybrid, kind of in between, and he's still just churning out there. But he is starting to show some signs of movement, and because of that movement, the Hurricane Center has put up a tropical storm warning from Oregon Inlet to Cape Lookout that is still in place. It's been there the last few days, and tropical storm watch north of Oregon Inlet up to the state line and south from Cape Lookout, actually west from Cape Lookout down to Surf City, and a gale warning. That's from the National Weather Service office here in Wilmington does that, not the Hurricane Center, as a gale warning from Little River Inlet, which is right on the state line, up to Surf City. So it is a breezy one out there. Some of the rain showers are moving in from Dennis right now. Let's look at Skywarn Doppler radar, and you can see the bulk of the rain is way out in the middle of the ocean, and some light feeder bands are getting ready to move towards Cape Hatteras right now. Put it in motion over the last couple hours. Just a few light showers moving through, and that's all it looks like we'll have through the evening hours. And with those light showers, your forecast for this evening, we'll see just a couple showers, and temperature-wise staying about where it is in the upper 70s to mid-70s, and the north to northeast wind pretty breezy out there, 15 to 25 miles per hour. Skywatch Neighborhood Network from Altel takes us to the blockade runner. It's been breezy down there. It's 44 peak wind gusts today and a 77 temperature right now. Check a Skywatcher. We go inland to Lumberton. Faith Walker 82 and no rainfall. Temperatures in the 70s and mid-80s, a lot of 80s where the sun has been out, and even pushing some 90s in the western parts of the state. Here's the latest coordinates as of 5 o'clock, 33.1 north, 73.9 west, 175 miles south-southeast of Cape Hatteras, drifting to the west-northwest with maximum sustained winds at 60 miles per hour. Now, this is the good news, at least for us here in southeastern North Carolina. Not so good news for Cape Lookout. The track on Dennis is going up to about Morehead City, looking like that's where the the center of circulation will come on land right around, say, Atlantic Beach, Morehead City, that neck of the woods, Newport, Cape Lookout, and then scooting farther towards the north and being up in Virginia by 2 o'clock on Monday afternoon. So that's the good news around here. What this means for us here in southeastern North Carolina, breezy conditions through the weekend, especially on Saturday night and Sunday. We're looking at sustained winds about 20-30 miles per hour with higher gusts over 40, which is tropical storm force, 40 miles per hour and higher. and some higher gusts, especially when you get up to the Pender and Onslow County beaches. So it looks better. It's looking much better. There is a possibility you could still curve to the left and get towards maybe Surf City or so, but I'm optimistic. I'm cautiously optimistic that Dennis will stay, at least the center of Dennis will stay away from us and stay to our east. But we'll keep an eye on it. That's why we'll have those hourly updates, actually every half hour through the evening hours. A few showers tonight, 74 on the low tonight, 82 tomorrow with off and on showers, maybe a couple peaks of sun in there, and also very windy, 15 to 35 miles per hour with a few higher gusts. Next 6 days, Dennis looks like he's going to get out of here. Finally, what's happening with Dennis is that there's an upper air system, there's an upper air disturbance that's moving across the central part of the country, and that's going to help steer Dennis out of here, and that's why once we get the weekend through, now why couldn't he do this like now instead of like over the weekend, so we'd have a good Labor Day weekend and get all that sun in here, but you know, he's just not being very friendly with us now, is he, Murph?
Fickle, I think.
He's being fickle as anything. Rebecca Nolan has our picture for today. The little guy there was saying, stay out there, in case you didn't see that. Well, you probably couldn't see it. It's too small. Hurricane Kit, you want to register for that? Send your postcard to us here at News 6, 322 Shipyard Boulevard, Wilmington, 28412. I thought all week that Dennis was going to be more of a wind issue and a rough sea issue all week. I still think so. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
All right, stick to your guns, Mark.
That's right.
All right.